everybody. Welcome to the Eat, Pray, Faith podcast with Dr. Tracey. That is me, and I am so excited to dive into this topic of skin health for the entire month of July. We will be focusing here. Our next few episodes are going to be all dedicated to understanding your skin, not just your face, not just aging, but understanding how the skin actually is one of your first signs and symptoms to something going on deeper in the body. So today we're going to talk about common skin complaints. Skin SOS is what I would call this. What your skin is really telling you about your health. Can we do about it? Is it just normal signs of aging? And my upcoming course for both practitioners and lay people. So stay tuned because this is going to be a great episode. So, skin integrity. Let's talk about this and just try to break down some things. You know, the most common skin complaints that I hear is loss of tone, especially with women that are approaching 40 and 50. Discoloration, breakouts, that can happen at any time, even in adolescence. So, skin health is just not reserved for the older population where women and or men are going through changes, right, in their age or hormones, whatever that looks like. Of course, premature aging is in that, but skin issues can start in infancy, as we know, and they are all telltale signs that something internal is going on first. You have to remember that the skin itself is an organ, both absorption and detoxification. So it has two functions. It's a dual organ, and it's part of what we call the innate immune system. This is the immune system that recognizes things that are you or not you without ever creating an antibody against whatever the antigen or culprit is. So this is our first level of identifier. Part of the immune system, part of absorption, nutrition absorption, etc., and then also part of detox. So your skin is vital. This is not just something like, hey, let's just put on a great cleanser and eliminate toxins. Of course, that's part of it, and we're going to get into that in later episodes. But for today, I just want to talk about the SOS, the top things that people complain about. What are the deeper meanings and how can we help you? So number one is skin integrity and tone. And this is a big one because it's one of the first signs that our collagen, our elastin, our role of nutrition and vitamins, our liver axis, everything is being affected. And so we really have to look at it for what it is. It's not just normal aging. Obviously, as we get older, we will naturally lose some elastin. We will naturally lose the ability to regenerate new and healthy cells because our cells are aging. But when we're seeing this early on, when we're seeing this in our 30s and our 40s, that's not really natural. So let's talk about, what does skin integrity and tone mean? What's like the biochemistry behind it, right? Some geeky information for you to understand so that you realize that when you're putting collagen in your coffee in the morning, it's actually doing a thing. So skin tone and firmness, they rely on collagen and different types of collagen. I'm not going to get into the details. They also rely on elastin. And these are proteins that are synthesized by the body, and they are created in the dermis, which is the layers of skin. So collagen production requires certain nutrition, things like vitamin C, zinc, copper, also amino acids such as glycine, proline, etc. So amino acids are important. Your vitamins and minerals are important. And just supplementing a little bit of collagen, just a biohack around all of those things are important. And later, again, we're going to talk about sun and the impact and how to protect yourself naturally, because everything that you learn today is going to start building the bridge of how do you keep your skin healthy in certain situations, not just all the time. So another big impact on skin health, can be things that we put on topically as well, and stress. So stress and toxin load to your body are about the same thing. They all create a fight or flight. So when we're talking about tone and integrity, we don't want things like our fibroblasts to decline. We don't want things to break down due to oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is a result of toxicity stress, emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress, anything can create oxidation in the body. So if you're looking at tone and elasticity of the skin, we have to look at your nutrient base, what toxic load you're applying already, outside, inside, right? What is your face creams? Are they natural? Do they have chemicals in them that may be creating more oxidative stress in the cells? You have to remember that in the United States, we do not have the strict look at our products in the cosmetic industry. So in other countries like Europe, they have banned hundreds of the chemical composition elements that we allow into our skincare products. And in the course in the Academy of Abiding Wellness, if you go visit that, I have a course called Foundations of Health, and I would recommend everybody take it, even as a refresher, even if you think you know it, because in there I do talk about things in our food, things in our household, things in our skincare products that can be very dangerous, creating oxidative stress, creating premature aging of cells. And really, that's what we're talking about. Again, the skin's a reflection of what's going on inside. So if you have these things, integrity issues of the skin, tone issues of the skin where it's sagging, it's not the same as it used to be, you kind of look like a little bit of an alligator. There are things that you can do to actually help enhance that from the inside out, and there are things that you can do more naturally topically. So let's talk about a few solutions, right? Because this is really what you guys want to know. Like, how do I have my skin be healthy because my cells are healthy? How do I keep that youthful appearance? And it really starts from the inside out. So number one, collagen peptides. These are some of my favorite things. These are going to supply what we call hydrolyzed collagen, easy absorption. Collagen, is again part of the integrity and tone of the skin, and you just need to replace it because you can't always get it from your food if you have poor digestion. Maybe you're not eating a lot of collagen-based foods. Maybe you don't have the branched chain amino acids to process it. So replacing it is easy. 1 or 2 scoops a day in a favored beverage, a shake, coffee. I start out in the morning by adding vital proteins, collagen peptides to my coffee every morning. Sometimes I add it to my pre-workout shake along with some branched chain amino acids. All of these links, I do have a Skin Glow bundle that I put together for you. The link is going to be in the comments, so please check that. But for now, let's just talk about each individual item. The second thing that I really, really love every single day that I utilize in my shakes or in my pre-workout drink is Prolean Greens by Nutritional Frontiers. Now, again, it's in the Skin Glow bundle, so go click on it. You can get all of these items. You can get one of the items in the bundle. You don't have to buy the whole thing. I also have provided you with a discount code below that is in the show notes, so check that out. But the Prolean Greens is really interesting because it provides you with the phytonutrients that's going to reduce oxidative stress in the skin. It has its own liver detox matrix. It's proprietary. And I actually had a hand in formulating this product with Jamie Dorley at Nutritional Frontiers. And it was a great experience because we got to formulate a green strength that not only provides probiotics, a detox matrix, phytonutrients, and so important for protein metabolism and amino acid availability when you support the liver and help it nutrify itself and detox. So I knew that this product was going to be an accelerator of just overall general health. But when you apply it with collagen peptides, you're getting the antioxidants, you're reducing that ROS, the oxidative stress of the cells, and you're detoxifying the liver, which again, some of these things, when we go into discoloration, which is our next one, we're going to talk about why an unhappy liver is not good. So again, you got the vital proteins, collagen, you got the Prolean Greens. And just if you did those two overall, you'd have better, healthier skin, a healthier liver, a better detox elimination pathway, so many things. The other thing that it supplies is other nutrients like zinc, copper, and vitamin C, which are essential cofactors for the skin. Anything that's citrus based, anything like that is going to really be helpful for the skin, because if you think about how God created the world, and if we would eat regionally for where we live and seasonally for where we live, we would have good health. So think about the tropical areas where people live that have high exposure to the sun. abundance in vitamin C producing trees, right? You have grapefruit, you have oranges, you have things that are just loaded with phytonutrients. You also have a plethora of fat, coconut, avocados, nuts. So these are the things that grow in high tropic and high sun areas because the body needs these nutrients in order to have good integrity when you have higher exposure to the sun. It is why people in those areas tend to have more melanin in their skin. They tend to be darker. So, melanin is actually a peptide in the skin that not only will give you that beautiful sun kissed glow, but it's great for your neurological. It's great for your libido. It's actually great for appetite control. Do you ever notice when you go to the beach how good you feel, that your mood comes up, that you feel sexier? That's melanin. So when we're looking at regional and seasonal, we have to eat for the environment we're in and drink for it. So this is a really easy thing that you can do. And Prolean Greens comes in both chocolate and it comes in apple cinnamon. So depending on what your flavor is, I put the chocolate in the bundle because sometimes I like to add a scoop of the Prolean Greens to my coffee to give it a little mocha taste with the collagen peptides, and that makes me happy. All right. The other thing that you can look at topically, if you're looking for something to put on your face, and this is something that I personally use every single day, is GHK-Cu Cream. Now, this is a copper peptide. It's known as the beauty peptide, and it will stimulate that fibroblast activity in the skin. It helps increase collagen synthesis, and it helps with tightening and integrity. It's a peptide. It's already in your skin. It just naturally declines because our copper levels actually decline. And that's a big thing, ladies. If you want to really enhance your health, take a look at your thyroid and your T3. Because honestly, I will tell you, most people, they have high TSH or low TSH due to lack of copper. So get your blood work done. Again, our specialists at, Tracey Strop ND telehealth system can help you. Tune in there if you need some help. But the GHK cream is one of my favorite things. Now, I like to do a little microderm with it, which is just a little roller that you can get off of any website like Amazon. You roll the skin with it. It's kind of like little needles that go and they create a porous effect to the skin. And then you apply the GHK-Cu cream. You wait 1 to 2 minutes and then you just go on with your natural moisturizing regimen. Obviously, we want to apply it to clean skin, but make sure that you have a cleanser that's going to be not only gentle on the skin, but clean for the skin. Again, upcoming episodes, I'll talk about my face care regimen, but skin in general, right? So on the face, we have that. I know that's usually the first place that people want to take care of, but you also have to look at what else is it telling you about your body. So skin integrity and tone, big. Let's move on to number 2. Discoloration. Now, these are anything from hyperpigmentation to malaise to dullness in the skin, red patches, flares, things like that. This all often stems from something that's being triggered in the skin. Now, that can be from a few things. People have food sensitivities that can trigger hives, which is a skin issue. It can also trigger redness on the cheeks. Now, when we talk about my face, tongue, nail course for both practitioners and lay people, if you have redness that flares up on your cheeks are indicative of your digestive system on the face. So if you look at a face map, your cheeks tell me about your digestion. So if you get flares of redness there, you have acne there, you have discoloration of any kind there, you have dry skin there, I know that you already have digestive issues and you might have a little bit of low hydrochloric acid. So interesting. I'm going to give you little nuggets all through this. So pay attention, write it down because something's going to hit home with you, right? But overall, discoloration can mean toxicity, irritation. If you're getting redness, patches, hives, anything like that. Also, it can mean estrogen dominance. So if you're getting brown patches, little spots, that can mean liver congestion. Age spots, I think is what they're called, but they don't necessarily mean it's because you're getting older. You might have some estrogen dominance coupled or even caused by your liver congestion. So again, the body speaks. And those age spots don't just land on your face. You can have them on your arms, on your legs. So it can be anywhere. Remember, we're talking about the skin we're in, not just about the face. So poor detoxification can equal a buildup of things like bilirubin, estrogen metabolites, which are not getting excreted, and these can cause uneven skin tones. You can also have a reaction of some sort, like histamine, that's going to create a hive-like effect. You can have discoloration, redness. You can have temperature changes in the skin. So keep all of this in mind when you're looking for what can I do? Well, some of the solutions that I would offer out is if your skin color discoloration happens after you eat something or drink something, you may need enzymes. Betaine hydrochloride based enzymes like betazyme that you can find on my store, or just overall plant based enzymes like Cybezyme are all very beneficial. And you can find those on my store. Again, the link is down below in the show notes. So go check some things out because you might find some things that can really help you with these skin issues. The other thing is looking at your hormones. Again, blood work overall, I think is just the easiest thing that people can do. You can tell a lot just from a baseline blood work panel. But if you need blood work, please reach out. We can get that done for you. But ladies, you should be looking, and men, at your hormones anytime you're past the age of 40. Most of the allopathic model will tell you you don't have to worry about it because, oh, what do you need estrogen for when you go through menopause? Well, you do. That's why you're losing bone density. It's not because you're not eating calcium. It's because your hormones are imbalanced. And osteoclast and osteoblast activity are heavily influenced by balanced hormones. So get your blood work done. Make sure you're not in estrogen dominance or low progesterone. Ladies, testosterone matters. So there's a very simple product that you can utilize that's safe across the board called Estro Cleanse. Now it's going to contain things like DIM and calcium deglucarate, which is going to support estrogen metabolism. It's going to help you have the right conversion of the estrogen that your body's already naturally producing. It's not going to enhance any more or any less. It's just going to work with what you have. Now, if you have high cortisol, you're going to have skin issues. Skin can also be hair, nails, on your tongue that's coated. We're going to talk all about that in the face, tongue, and nail course. So I want you to pay attention more to why these things are happening, not just using some serum that you bought in a big box store or saw at late night when you're not going to bed on time and you're getting it off something like QVC. Is that still around? I don't know. But anyway, so ensure that your methylation, your detoxification, and all systems are go for the right liver support and hormone support. That is going to help you the most with anything like discoloration on the skin, blemishes, etc. If it's food-based, allergy triggered, or toxin triggered, you have to know what the SOS is. What is the source of stress? And by eliminating whatever that is, and then enhancing your gut with good probiotics and digestive enzymes, you can see great results in your skin. Remember, this is an inside out project. Nothing starts on top of the skin unless you literally had something thrown on you and you had a reaction to it. That does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm talking about generalization of what's happening with your skin. All right, number 3, if you're getting frequent blemishes or breakouts, we may need to look at something. Number 1, why would this happen? Well, there's several reasons. Number 1, gut health can be a major contributor to blemishes and breakouts, as we discussed in the prior one with discoloration. So how? Well, inflammation in the GI tract. You have interleukin-1, interleukin-6, TNF alpha. These are triggers that stimulate the immune system to create inflammation, cytokine storm. And when you have inflammation, it goes everywhere because it's in your bloodstream. And sometimes your body just needs to get rid of it. And so with all of that, it can create what's called a gut dysbiosis. You can have sebum production. and it can clog pores. So all of a sudden, you're breaking out in acne. And where it is on your face matters. And we'll learn that in the face, tongue, and nail class. If it's on your chin, that means it's hormonal. If it's on your cheeks, that means it's digestive. So lots more to learn there. But just keep in mind that one of the pathways of frequent blemishes and breakouts is gut health. So simply by eliminating inflammatory foods, adding probiotics and digestive enzymes, and grabbing that bundle that's in the comments where you're adding collagen and those prolean greens for the detoxification, phytonutrients, probiotics, all the things we talked about before, can really make a difference. And then you can start adding the GHK cream topically to help with the peptide integrity. Because peptides, those are just short chains of amino acids, guys. Your body's supposed to make them naturally. But if you have digestive issues, you can't make the right chains of amino acids. So if you have frequent blemishes and breakouts due to that, it could be an issue. And your resolution might simply be by fixing your diet and your gut health. The other avenue that can take place is hormone imbalance. Now, this is a huge topic, but I'm going to just simplify it. Insulin resistance at the core. You are embracing a nutrition plan that your body doesn't like, that is creating too much sugar or glucose in the blood, which over time, your insulin receptors get desensitized. And so your body just can't take in any more sugar. That sugar in your system creates oxidative stress, which we now know is going to break down integrity. And it also is going to inhibit detoxification. And it's also going to create inflammation. So when your body becomes resistant to the sugar that's in your system, insulin resistant, it's not producing enough of the hormone, it's actually a peptide, insulin, to grab the glucose and pull it into the cells, you have the very first sign of hormone imbalance. That can lead to estrogen dominance. It can lead to liver congestion or be caused by liver congestion. You could have what's called androgen dominance, higher testosterone, higher androgens, which are more of your male hormones in both men and women, which is going to create things like blemishes, breakouts. Women that have PCOS have frequent breakouts, not only on their face, but on their back and on their chest. And so by balancing those testosterone levels, DHEA levels, and all the other androgens for women, which is based in insulin resistance, you can see improvements overall in your skin. They also experience hair growth. So again, collagen, that's what hair is. It's an extension of our skin, just like our nails. So we can't segregate out the body to be like hair's over here, but skin's over here. It's all the same. It all comes from the same mitochondrial ATP regeneration. It all comes from the ability to detox, balance your hormones, have good gut health, and also create the peptides that your body needs in order to keep the integrity. So if you're having frequent blemishes and breakouts, you got to figure out what's your SOS. Is it your digestion? Is it your hormones? Is it something else? Is it just poor detox pathways? Again, go get that bundle. The Prolean Greens does all the things, helps with that. If you find out that it is based in insulin resistance, some other add-ons that you could do would be things like berberine with each meal. Adding a good gut health protocol, with the probiotics, digestive enzymes with each meal. And then the product GI Complete Powder, which comes in lemon, lime, or raspberry. Again, you can get everything on my store. These are the products that I know and love that I've seen work. If it's hormone imbalance, you're going to want to look at which hormones are imbalanced. Utilizing Estrocleanse could be great, but what if you have high DHEA or high testosterone? That's usually based in insulin resistance. So again, we're going to go back to berberine, a very simple thing to put in that can be safe across the board and effective. Again, you can always reach out to me or my team, and we're happy to help you. So we've covered 3 key signs that your skin is yelling, screaming, SOS, stop the source of stress: integrity and tone, discoloration, and frequent blemishes and breakouts. So we have 2 more. And again, I think the next two really get wrapped up in aging, but they're not. So, premature wrinkles and sagging. This can go back to integrity and tone, but wrinkles have a little deeper effect. Now, depending on where they are on the face, can tell me a lot about you. So, you ever have your mom stare at you when she's angry and she's kind of squints her eyes and she gets those lines right by her eyebrows, right on the inside? We call them anger lines. If you have those all the time without looking at somebody in anger, that's usually a sign that your liver's congested. If you have a straight up and down line between your eyebrows in the center, right above the bridge of your nose, that tells me that your spleen or immune system is challenged. Different things on your face are going to tell me the physical discernment, what's going on inside with your body. It's not always because we're getting older. Sometimes your body is giving us a sign that we need to address something bigger on the inside. So, why do we get wrinkles and sagging just as a product of skin integrity tone breakdown? Well, glycation, which is high sugar intake, can create wrinkles and sagging. You also, again, have that oxidative stress. That's going to create mitochondrial regeneration. It's going to decline the ATP, the cellular energy for you to actually regenerate new and healthy cells. It also, if you are looking at premature wrinkles and sagging, that can be hormone imbalance, especially estrogen depletion in women. I know, ladies, they're going to tell you you don't need estrogen anymore, but you do. Estradiol is produced by the ovaries. Estrone is produced by the adrenal glands. And so when you go through menopause, you still produce estrogen. It's just a different type. You still need it for, as I said, healthy bones and tissues, also mood. But they're going to tell you don't, because you know what? They don't know. They didn't study women's hormones. They just studied medications that they can give you if you have it, and they're not even really that good at it. So keep in mind the system, the allopathic system, is not always the best source for your solutions. And when's the last time you went to your OBGYN and she drew blood and looked at your hormones when you weren't pregnant? Yeah, probably never, point never. And then when you go through menopause, you know what they say? Well, you don't need blood work because you don't need hormones anymore. Really sad how you're treated, ladies. As for men getting premature wrinkles and sagging, sometimes, and for some reason, you guys are called distinguished when that happens. You guys get gray hair and wrinkles, and everyone's like, they're so distinguished. You guys are. You're all that in a bag of chips. But if you don't like it, you can still follow these exact same things, solutions, recommendations that I'm making here. Again, I am a practitioner, but I'm not your practitioner. So you always should check with your practitioner before starting anything new and make sure it doesn't interfere with any medications you currently are on. All right, so let's move into premature wrinkles and sagging. Done. This is where the GHK-Cu cream can be so awesome because it tightens the skin and it can reverse signs of aging. I mean, I really love my peptide topical. It's just so great. And some of them can have retinol in them if you want it, or hyaluronic acid that was going to add some hydration. All of these things are so good. So, guys, grab it. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, you'll never go back. All right, last one, cracking or dry skin. This one I think is often due to a couple things. A, dehydration. Now, do I think we should over drink water? Absolutely not. Sometimes I think people drink too much water, they dilute out their minerals, and I know everyone's like a gallon of water, or, you need to drink an ounce for your body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you want to drink half your body weight in ounces every day. So dividing that by two, that's how many ounces you would drink. I don't always agree with that. I think you should drink when you're thirsty to satisfaction, and you shouldn't dehydrate yourself with other things like copious amounts of coffee or alcohol, which can have secondary issues and deplete the body in other way. Number one, too much coffee is going to tax the adrenals, and too much alcohol is going to stress the liver, which we now know can be an issue above with hormone instability and also just insulin resistance and being able to utilize the nutrients that we have. The other reason that people could have dry, cracking skin is lack of essential fatty acids. Now, good fats are vital. We need these guys. We need good fats. Every single cell in your body is surrounded by what we call a lipid bilayer that's surrounded by fat. So you need fat in order to keep the integrity, the shape of the cell. It's not just the fact that the cell gets old or can't regenerate well, it loses its shape. It's kind of like your butt, right? I mean, when you're 20, it looked completely different than when you were 60. So that is cellular shape and integrity. And when your skin is cracking and dry, you could have low levels of fatty acids. So the skin lipid barrier, we need that. It's made of certain things like fatty acids and cholesterol. So we're going to talk about cholesterol here for just 2 minutes because I did a whole podcast on cholesterol, actually a series of 3 podcasts on why cholesterol is good. It combines with good fats to help with skin lipid barrier. The myelin sheath around all your neurotransmitters is made of cholesterol. That's going to be your brain integrity. Your brain is made of fat. It requires cholesterol. So if you have dry, cracking skin and you're on some sort of statin, please do 2 things today. If you do nothing else, go to my store, get CoQ10, and buy some sort of omega. Please. It may save and change your life. I'm telling you, because a statin will deplete CoQ10. Just giving you some advice there. Okay. Dehydration, essential fatty acid lacking. Guys, drink water. Don't overdrink things that are going to dehydrate you, things that are diuretics. Keep the sugar in check. Inflammation can cause that. Also, just things like low iron, low vitamin D, low magnesium. How do you know that you have those things? Simple blood work test can show that. Your vitamin D levels are easy to test, so are your iron levels. A baseline test with full thyroid panel and everything will cost you about $115. That is not a lot to invest in your health. I'll guarantee you've spent that on a dinner that you probably didn't even like, including tip. So prioritize your nutrition plan. Prioritize your health because your skin is trying to tell you something. It's an SOS of an internal thing that's happening, and the consequence is landing on your face, your tongue, your nails, your back, your chest, the integrity, the dryness, the cracking, your feet, your toes, the discoloration of the nails. Think about skin as a whole, not just on your face. I mean, I get it. We all want to have that youthful appearance, but we just worry about that from the neck up. Guys, what's happening from the neck down matters more, I promise you. One last thing I'm going to leave you with is just, people have always asked me about red light therapy and the red light mask. They seem to be going around. It's like a big thing. I have one and I love mine. It's something that I did for myself about 2 years ago that I invested in one. I love it because it's something that I can just wear and continue to work and vacuum and do the things. Very simple just to put on for 20 minutes. I will do that at night after I put my GHK-Cu cream on because red light therapy is actually an amplifier of all things skin. Now, there's 2 types of red light. There's near infrared and far infrared. The near infrared targets more surface issues. It's near. It's not going to penetrate really deep. It's going to get through maybe 1 or 2 layers of the dermis. So wrinkles, breakouts, texture, integrity, things like that. That's why it's a skin mask. The far infrared, it goes deeper. It goes far into the muscle, far into the lymphatic, even into bone. And so that supports detox, also collagen. So you need both. So I do have a far infrared sauna. That is a full sauna that I get in. And then I have a red light mask that I'll use topically for my face. Works great for kids that might have acne issues. Works great for you ladies that, you're doing all these things as your beauty regimen. It might be something that you could invest in for yourself and give yourself a little treat. So the Fringe red light mask is on my store. I love it. Again, the link is in the comments for everything or in the show notes for everything that I talked about today. The Skin Glow bundle that has your collagen, your Prolean Greens, your GHK-Cu Cream. That can be bought as one unit, or you can pick and choose what you want out of there. Also, if you don't like the flavor, you can choose a different flavor. So just letting you know, but the chocolate is delish. And, ladies, who doesn't eat chocolate? And guys, I know you like chocolate too. I'm not just talking to ladies, but women tend to care about their skin a little bit more than men, I think. I think men only care when something's falling off of their body. And then they're like, do you have anything for this? And I'm like, by that point, I'm not sure. So inside out skincare. What's your SOS? Figure it out. Make sure you stay tuned by subscribing to my email or this podcast, because I'm going to be, I can't talk. I'm going to be releasing a new course for practitioners, advanced face, tongue, and nail analysis. It's going to be an incredible course that not only talks about physical, but emotional levels of what your skin is telling you. We're going to talk about body language, personalities, different shapes of eyebrows and noses and chins and mouths, and it's going to be awesome. For the layperson that's listening to the podcast, I haven't forgot about you. I'm going to give you a DIY face, tongue, and nail analysis course. A little bit less intense, but just enough so that you can make the educated decisions for your health and the health of your family. Just simply by looking at the body and God's physical discernment of what your skin is telling you, you can make some really great educated choices on your health every single day. So, thanks for joining me today, guys. I've really enjoyed our time together. Make sure you check out the show notes for all those links. If you found this podcast helpful, please pass it along to somebody. Make sure you subscribe and go find me on all social media channels, because I would love to get to know you better. Thanks for being here, and God bless.